Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another What's Up Wednesday. Big show for you tonight. And we're going to start out with a little illumination. Oh, yeah. Thanks for joining the live stream. Really appreciate that. Howdy. My name is Scott. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Go Small, Live Large. All about the camper van travel experience. A delight to have you here in the live stream. I'm seeing a bunch of folks. This is amazing. And if you're watching the replay, after we end the stream 1 hour from now, then it's a thank you for watching the replay. What we try and do here on What's Up Wednesday, help you be a better traveler in your camper van, whether you're no time still researching, part-time, taking trips of days, weeks, or months, or even full-time traveler like myself, just starting my 5th year of full-time travel in my Winnebago Travado. Her name's Miss Lily, by the way. And just a delight to have you here tonight. We got a big show. Let me show you this. And I have just really excited to have you here. So we're doing a simulcast on LinkedIn again. And I have a special announcement about LinkedIn coming up later this month. We're going to do a LinkedIn only event. You'll show you that here in just a little bit. So again, howdy to all of our friends from on LinkedIn. We've had a number of folks join in. That's pretty cool. Tonight, here's a show program. Let me zoom in here for you so you can see this. And we're going to recap our Texas Roundup and Vanboree, which was so much fun. There's a little sneak peek. And then we are going to do some open mic throughout the hour. And the question I kind of want to zoom in on is your RV experience. And the way this open mic works is send me an email, openmicwuw@gmail.com, and then we will check my email. It's off to the side here, and then we will I'm sorry, I'm looking at a thing here. I'm wondering if this is working tonight. It should be. And then we will take your question, and we will bring you on the stage, as it were, in the studio. So the thing I'm really interested in tonight is the RV buying experience that you had, whether it was good or bad. This was the video we posted last Sunday, and I'm just really interested to see what your experience was like and how can we collectively help make it better. Again, this is the email you want to use. Just send me your question, your topic. I will see it, and then I will get you the link. I will email you back with the link, and then you join me in the studio, and we do our question and answer. We chat back and forth a little bit, and then we will have you depart the studio so that others can join. You do not need to be beautiful. You do not need to be overly intelligent. You just need to be passionate about what you're talking about. Again, here is the email address. And when you see this this is the email address you want to go to. All right, makes sense? Let's keep going. I got a few more things to show you here. And again, this is the libation live we're going to do tonight is on the Garrison brothers, which we discovered in Texas, where I'm at currently, which is pretty amazing. And let me zoom in here for you because we're going to do this is a survey we did just a few days ago. The question was, how was your buying experience? And you can see that about over half, those bottom three, say it could have been better. Really not great. Would buy elsewhere next time, 21%. And 15% of you had kind of a horror story. Good to know that, nearly half had a good experience. But we want to talk about this tonight as part of what is your buying experience with your RV. Because we've just had... we bought 2 RVs, and it was not awesome. Let me tell you. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. So we've got a big YouTube live coming up this Friday. This is with Embassy RV. My partner Embassy RV. We are talking about mold-free RV. There is no wood, no black tank, no solar, no awning, no mold in an Embassy RV. And we're also going to talk about the true four-season weather ability of this van. So if you're interested in that, again, it's this Friday, March 17 at 2:30 p.m. we go live. So I'm just a little confused because my counter on the program I'm using is saying 0 people, but I've got YouTube off to the side. We got a pretty nice group in here, so I'm a little perplexed. That's why I'm looking a little perplexed. I don't know. We got a Travado just out the window. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And of course, if you'd like to see camper van tourist tips, products, and places, you want to subscribe to the channel. See me on the Insta. I have not done anything on Insta for a while. That's okay. Right, this is where the audience is, and although Instagram's cool, right? Let's talk about the jingle jar. If you want to give a tip, you're having a good day today. You want to support our Libation Live habit. The way this works is just press the $ down by the text chat box, and you will see what options you have. And don't feel obligated unless you are enjoying the program, and you want to subsidize the Libation Live habit. And this started a couple of weeks ago. We have, when we get a jingle in the jar, not only does it elevate your question so we see it and answer it more readily, but this is Roads of Life and his lovely bride. And that means we all have to have a sip of whatever we're libationing live that evening. And for Sherry in the crowd, that could be just good old ice water, which is awesome. And again, if you can help me with the question format, this is the format, which is 3 asterisks, 3 question marks, and then your question. That helps me see it more readily, and that keeps things moving, and I don't want to miss your question. Here are some topics that are top of mind right now, and any of these are fair game. Again, starting my 5th year full-time travel, so there's probably not a lot I haven't tried. And I will tell you, I got a new idea from our Vanbury this weekend that I'm trying it now my 2nd day. It's working pretty good. You might be surprised. Maybe somebody can ask me about that. I don't know. That'd be cool. So again, this is the open mic. So let me just check my email real quick. And I think we got one in here already. So this is great. Frisco TSC yours. So thank you for that. So get your email coming in. So anything is fair game. Just send an email to me. I'm going to see it in real time here off screen. And then we'll send you the link. And then you join me in the studio. Again, you don't need to be pretty. Just have a good topic, good question. All right, fair enough. Okay, so let's talk about the recap of the weekend that we just completed on Monday of this week. It started on Saturday, and it ran through Monday. So let me share this with you. Whoops. There we go. Way behind on my other side. Jeez Louise. It's been a long, fun week. All right, here we go. So the recap. Let me start with this, and then we will talk about it.
Somehow we ended up in the front of this caravan, and I don't know where we're going.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. I want to thank Chris and Sandy of Beyond Intentions for sharing that with us. And he has a drone, clearly, and was able to capture our first night and our first morning in Lukenbach, Texas. Everybody's somebody at Lukenbach, you know. It's just such a magical place on earth. So let me share a few thoughts with you. And if you are one that joined us for the roundup, which is the day event, stayed overnight, Saturday night in Lukenbach and Sunday night in Fredericksburg, Texas, and you want to share some of your thoughts, again, the email is openmicwoo, W-U-W, @gmail. Love to have you come on and here, put it right up here for you. Where is it? Right here. Love you to come on and right here. And openmicwoo @gmail.com. and share some thoughts with you. Okay, so let me kind of go through this because we had so much fun. We've been planning this for months, and we had a lot of people, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, it was so much fun. Okay, let me zoom in here for you. So this was where it started, was the Visitor Center on a Saturday afternoon in Fredericksburg, Texas. My question for you, have you been to Fredericksburg, Texas? And what I didn't plan for, because the days I was preparing for this, I visited the Visitor Center many times, and the place was completely void of people. And I don't know why I didn't make the connection with Saturday. The place was packed. But we did a really great job. Well, not me, because I had them there. I was actually 25 minutes late to my own party. There's kind of a story behind that, but everybody was super patient, and this was just part of the group there. It was so much fun. Let me see. I think we have this is the vans. We absolutely took over a big chunk of the parking lot. I can't remember the exact count, but we probably had close to 15, 20 vans in there. They were every which direction. We were blocking people, but if they had to get out, we would move. There's some examples of that. That black car in the middle. There was a white truck. I think next one we got a Tesla was sneaked in there. It's just the most amazing time. And what we did is we started off with a big hello and a thanks, and I gave everybody a treat bag. And then because we were kind of blocking a lot of parking spaces, we decided to scamper off to Lukenbach, Texas pretty quickly. Once we got there, we knew where to park. So let me zoom in here for you. And we kind of lined up the vans, and everybody kind of got settled. We did some van tours, and then we headed down to Lukenbach itself. It was kind of interesting that about, I'd say at least half or more had never been to Lukenbach, Texas. Oh my gosh, if you've not lived until you've been to Lukenbach, let me tell you. And we had so much fun. Let me go forward here. I'll talk through these so you can see. So this is kind of where there was some live music going on. We'll show you that in just a second. We had, this was the band, a really good band actually. From 3 to about 5, they played, and it was free. The only entrance is to just show up and have a bottle of your favorite beverage. They did have a burger truck, which was great. This next picture, this is just as we were coming in. We got see the cat in the white hat in the middle, and the kind of beige shorts and the blue t-shirt. The guy to his right with the straw hat, the white beard, and the black shirt, that was our tour guide. He gave us kind of a 5-minute overview of the Lukenbach history. What the red arrow is pointing at is our camp. Can you see it in there? Yeah, we were kind of up on the ridge, which was pretty awesome. And we just had so much fun. This was van camp from coming up the road out of Lukenbach, and then this was van camp that night. What's really special about Lukenbach is there is really pretty minimal light pollution, so the stars were just amazing, and there's nothing really quite as cool as spending the night in your van with all the windows open so you can see the night sky traversing around you. We had so much fun. So much fun, in fact. You ready for this? Let me zoom in here for you. We had, you might be surprised, a bourbon fire. Yes, that's where we put the colored lights and we stacked the bourbon around it. People brought a bottle. Nobody has to drink, of course. Many were just drinking, water or soda pop. Many were drinking wine. Some were experimenting with bourbon. I have to say, it was pretty cool. So the gentleman in the middle there in the brown shirt, if you look carefully, you're going to see he's like got a stand there. He actually had his guitar, his iPad, a microphone, and he was serenading us with music. And then the gentleman there in the middle picture that's also standing, he came in and they did a number of songs through karaoke. And toward the end of the evening, it was we were singing songs together around our bourbon fire, and it was just so much fun. This was after the live band, which is right here. I snuck down and kind of checked them out. They were a really, really cool band, but just a delightful first night. So much fun. Many of our day guests stayed through pretty late in the evening, which was great. I think we have a picture. We saw how many vans stayed the night, right, in the video. So the next morning we got up and we took our picture by the Lukenbach sign. We did some crazy pictures. We did some serious pictures. And then everybody said, let's get in front of Lily. All right, Miss Lily, everybody over. So that was that. And then after that, so about 11 o'clock in the morning, we went to, we had free time. So from about 11 to 3, it was free time. You could do whatever you do. There's a ton of things to do in Fredericksburg if you haven't been there. There's lots of wineries, but a number of folks decided to do this. They need to go grocery shopping. They're ready for this. Yeah, they were kind of taking over a number of spots in the HEB, which is the best grocery chain in America, parking lot. And there they are, hanging out. making some van life memories, and it was just so much fun. And then what happened is after the kind of the free time, the deal was we're going to roll into the Harvest Host site that normally lets, I think, 2, maybe 3 places stay overnight as a Harvest Host site, right? We had a bunch of vans. I think, let me show you this, and let's see, 1, 2, I think we got one that I missed off screen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 2 on the other side of the one there that's pointed at you, and those first on the right hand side. So we had a lot of people stay the night. We had so much fun. We just had rolled in, and then the Harvest Host was gracious enough not only to let all of us stay, but they reserved a bunch of tables for the inside for us, which was just awesome. They really went out of their way to help us out. And here's some happy folks doing some wine tasting. It was actually pretty good wine. I was kind of amazed. I'm more into bourbon these days. So this was on the inside. And then what we did is after they closed, we got confirmation with the team there. We spoke with the owner, Deanna. She was really gracious. And then we went, kind of took over the outside place after they closed. So once they closed at 5, we took over the seating place where we had our hors d'oeuvres, and we all shared some of the wine that we brought. And it was just a most wonderful experience. And there in the foreground with the burgundy and the red leash holding her dog, that's actually Ginger Walkabout. If you remember Ginger Walkabout, when she had her van and her channel, she drove down from Dallas to be with us, which was pretty amazing. Speaking of driving down, we have people as far away as Minnesota and Arizona join us, which is not an insignificant trip at all. And then the next morning, we got up and we were just kind of hanging out, having coffee, talking about the event and where we go next trip. And for me, really, the biggest thing is this. And that's not the booze that was given to support Libation Live. It was really about the cards. So you see the cards in the foreground? I got many cards from many of the folks that attended the day or the camp out overnight situation. And it's, I'm not going to cry. It just warms my heart to know that what we as a community have built together over the last 4 years, 5 years really as a YouTube channel, and the impact we have on each other and those around us. And it is not lost on me what this whole thing is about, because the whole thing really is about this, the memories we create, and more importantly, the friends we make as part of these live events. It's a lot of work, a lot of driving. It can be a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun, but it's really about the memories you make, the friends you make. And many of you are now going off on your own and creating little get-togethers, which is totally cool. So we don't have our next one, it's channel only, but we are going to be joining the Weird Wild West. This is in late April in Arizona. Sadly, the camping overnighting part is sold out, but I understand there are still day tickets available. So if you want to join us for a day and are in the Bisbee, Arizona area, that is where you can find us there. And if you want to kind of check out some van life gatherings on your own, go to Van Life. Van Life. Oh Lord. Please hold. Hope there are emails on here. Address. Oh, good Lord. I can't think of the name. So on the next page. Their website. Yeah, Van Life Outfitters. There it is. Van Life. Go to Van Life Outfitters, and on their website is the upcoming. It's kind of a bulletin board for Van Life events. So Van Life Outfitters. This is where I discovered the Bisbee Weird Wild West. So that's kind of the recap. Let me know what you think. I think we're going to take a what's up open mic question here. So let's do that quick. I see, give me just a minute here and let me get Teresa, I see Connie, I see yours as well. So let's bear with me 1 second. I'm going to email them a link. This goes to Teresa. So stand by, Teresa. I call her Frisco T. She's amazing. So go ahead, Teresa, look at your email there. And again, the purpose of this is just for us to share back and forth and help each other be better travelers in our camper vans. So, you know, this channel is kind of about we learn together, we share together, but you decide what's the best way for you to roll. So, so that's the deal there. But if you joined us for the And this is kind of different than what other YouTube channels do. Invite people in live during a live broadcast. So you got to be sort of brave, but you'll be okay. It's just so great. Okay, so we'll just wait for Elizabeth. Elizabeth, where do I get this name? I've not had any drinks today. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. Frisco Tea, Teresa, who has just ended a 6-week trip. Maybe we can talk about that. So I'm just waiting for her to pop in here. Go ahead and click that link, Frisco Tea, and we will bring you into the studio. Again, the address right here. If you want to join me in the studio, be brave. It's okay. It's not that scary. I don't bite. And people would love to hear about your question, your topic, maybe your story. So open mic, wuw@gmail.com is the email address. So go ahead and do that. So here she comes, Frisco Tea in the house. Howdy.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
That is just great to have you here. Thank you so much. So let's see. Maybe you posted your, well, I got your question right here on camera. Let's see, or off camera. Let me see if I can put this in. Did you put it in the chat by chance, Frisco Tea?
I did not.
That's fine. Let me see if I can copy it out of here. This is our second time doing, there it goes, open mic live. So I'm still kind of getting used to this myself. So here comes the paste. And Teresa, I'm going to let you read the question.
Okay.
Bear with us, folks. Okay, there you go. So if you could read the question, that'd be great.
If you could go back and visit Scott from 2017, 2018, who was debating the van life dream, what would you tell him was the best thing and the worst thing about the last 5 years?
That's a juicy question. If I could go back and visit the old Scott who was debating the van life dream, what would you tell him the best thing and the worst thing? I would say I had a pretty happy way I rolled. Thank you for the question, Teresa. It's an amazing question. It makes me really think for a second. I was kind of on a trajectory to do this anyway. The only thing I really needed was an okay from my corporate job to go full time and get a okay from my partner to go solo. He had no interest in this at all. And I think that was it. We created a plan. He called it the fantasy plan. We executed the plan, and I got a decision made to buy the van, picked up the van, and my life has never been the same since. And I think a lot of people get wrapped around, and maybe I'll ask you the same question since you're, I think, what, 2 years in with your van, Teresa?
A year and a half.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get wrapped around the analysis that creates paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather have you even go rent a van for a few times just to get a sense of it. And is it going to be something you really like or not? We talked about this at the campout because Frisco T joined us for the Vanboree. We talked about, is it the chassis that's important or is it the floor plan that's important? I think we all decide determining why you want to travel in your camper van that is then enabled by your floor plan, and chassis is almost kind of the third or fourth thing to really think through on that. So the best thing is I did it. It worked out. And now I'm self-employed with my YouTube channel, working with two amazing partners, Volta and Embassy RV. Quit my corporate job September 2021. The worst thing about the last 5 years, I am still trying to find my pace. I go too fast. Mm-hmm. We talked about that during the Vanboree. We kind of went around the bourbon fire, and everybody had some different learning. We talked about toilet stuff a lot, as we kind of do, but the worst thing still for me is this: I go too fast. I drive by stuff I want to stop, but I have a date I have to get to for one reason or another. So let me turn the table for you, Frisco T, and ask you, what was it like debating the dream? What got you started, and what's the best and worst?
Let's see. I think it was just kind of it started with that itch, you're just like, there's just something else I got to do, and I guess once I defined it as being, traveling in an RV, and then just deciding what kind of RV. I mean, I don't think I fixated too long on which particular model. I mean, I knew initially I wanted the G, And then I think we kind of talked about the floor plan change, kind of being a factor for changing my mind. But seeing the beyond is like, it just worked for me. Once I decided on that, I was like, okay, I got to make this happen, because, it's funny because when I read, like, oh, I've been looking at this for 5 years and I'm finally going to get a van. And I'm like, oh my gosh, 5 years, I think I would lose my mind. But I think it's turned into everything I thought I imagined, and even more. And I think, yeah, I'm kind of the same way with you, like you are with, I wish I had more time to not have to get from point A to point B so quickly. Because I always feel like I miss things on the way, and it would be nice to see those things.
Let me ask you this. So you've just ended, I'm sorry, just trying to get this email off to Connie. Connie, go ahead and click this email link when you receive that. You got an interesting question here. So you just finished like a 6-week trip. What's it feel like being home? How soon did you want to get back on the road? Maybe that's a better
I
way to
do.
say
I can't wait to. I can't wait to get back out there again. I mean, I think I'm like telling myself, well, now's the time, to get the oil change and do all those little tasks, so that I can get back out there again. But it doesn't feel like I was as gone as long as I thought I was, or as long as I was. But at the same time, I'm like, wow, I wish I was still out there.
Yeah, it's just really intoxicating, right? Just changing scenery, kind of going at your own pace, sometimes too fast. But it was just such a joy to. Oh, there's Gil. What's up, Gil?
I missed her when she was gone.
Who's cooking and cleaning? Gil.
Yeah.
That's so great. You're such an inspiration. So you don't have to have a spouse join you, clearly, and ladies can do it for sure, right?
Yeah.
So Teresa, maybe the last thing is Frisco Tea is you have a YouTube channel that's really kind of exploding. We did a really nice van tour with you just recently. So maybe just tell the folks your YouTube channel so they can join you, particularly if you're a solo female, want to kind of figure out how to do this.
Yeah, it's Beyond the Fern. It might be a little bit easier to find in the search now. It wasn't before, but but yeah, I'm kind of focusing on day in the life or tutorial type videos, just kind of explaining things. My travel style is a little bit different. I'm a glamper, I guess. So, because a lot of times you see people that are, they're boondocking and things like that, out on BLM land, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's cool, but not everybody wants to do that. And I think it's kind of nice to see that, you can live like you do at home, but on the road.
On the road. That's so true. Well, thank you so much for joining us this past weekend. We had such a blast, and thanks for asking a dynamite question. And where's your next trip? Then we'll bring Connie in. Connie, stand by. Where's your next trip, Frisco Tea?
Well, I know I'm definitely going up to Ohio in May, but I'm thinking about doing some like state parks around here. If I don't go to Bixby or Bisbee, I mean.
Well, next to Bisbee is Wilcox, Arizona. Super cute little town.
Yeah.
And we may go there as a group before or after, maybe after. I'm thinking about that because that's just a great town. So thank you again very much. We'll have you leave the studio and say bye, Frisco Tea. And let's bring in Connie. Connie, I'm going to bring you in here in just a second. And here we go. We're going to add you to the stream. Hi, Connie.
Hey, Scott. It's nice to finally talk to you.
Yes, ma'am. It's just a delight to have you here. So maybe tell us where you're watching from and what kind of van you have. I see your question here, so I'll let you tell us a little tiny bit about yourself. I will bring that up on the challenges.
Yeah, I'm out of Marietta, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta, and I have a 2017 Road Trek.
Very cool. Road Treks make a pretty good vehicle, right? I'm always impressed with this. Okay, so I'm going to put your question up, and Connie, if you can read that for us,
sure,
that would be great. And right here it goes.
Let's see. Yeah. So my challenges are basically that I don't find a lot of van camping enthusiasts around me, around the area that I'm in. I know there are a lot of people out west, a lot of people in Florida, but around here, I don't really find a lot of people that I can kind of caravan with or hang out with. So I've joined Facebook groups, I've joined RVing Women, I've joined Escapees, I think it's called Escapees. And I think one of the challenges I have is that I do still work full time. So that was one of the goals of my van. I work from home and I've been working from home since 2018. And so the van was my reason to get out because I do enjoy my work. I enjoy what I do. But I realized I was getting way too comfortable sitting in this home office, working 60 hours a week. So I was like, I have got, for my own sanity and health, I need to get out. So that's why I got the van.
That is a beautiful situation and to reach out for some help. So here's what I might recommend for you. You hit all the right groups, I would say. And sometimes you unfortunately have to drive to them.
Yeah.
You know, 1,000 miles sounds like a crazy amount of distance, but really it's about a 2 or 3 day drive to get one way. You do your thing, turn around, and you come back. So a 10-day trip to go be with your like-minded folks, I think, is something to consider. And you're right, there is a lot out west, but there are a lot more things coming in the middle and the East Coast. So what I might recommend you doing, and if you folks all have a suggestion for Connie, put that in here, is look for, again, go to Van Life Outfitters, Connie, and then go to their the tab. It's kind of buried, but look for events, and they find a whole bunch of stuff. Again, they're kind of adventure van focused or out west, but I haven't seen anybody restrict any type of van or person to a van meetup. The other thing you might do is look up adventurevanexpo.com. They have these expos throughout the country. Again, they're kind of adventure van focused, but it's such a welcoming community at large. It really doesn't matter what kind of van you have, or not even have a van, to show up in your car. We had one lady show up in a Tesla and join us. I think it was the Escapers. She was camping literally over Tesla for like 3 days. So you might check with that. There is RV Village. That's an app, but they're sadly turning that off at the end of the month. But and I don't know of a stand-up app that goes around that, but those would be some suggestions. And maybe, again, do some Facebook searches, certainly around the solo traveler, a solo female traveler in particular. There's very specific things and groups there. So let me ask you this: when you're working from the road, does your employer need to give implicit approval for that, or can you just work from home?
You can work. I work for a great company. We're a small business out of Gainesville, Virginia, and all of our employees, we've got about 44, 45 right now, and we all work from wherever we're at. So it's not work from home, but it's work from wherever you can work from. And so in my van, I took out that old-fashioned kind of TV sort of setup, and I put in a nice 27-inch high-def monitor. Got great sound. I have 2 places in my van that I can work. I can stand up and work at the high table, or I can sit in the back in like an office situation. But I do find that's kind of claustrophobic. So I have a table and a chair that I can take outside if the weather's not bad. And I've done that. The last state park I was in, I did that. I really enjoyed it.
And that's one thing. Is a lot of how much of the time working from the road is Zoom based?
So I would say that a normal 40-hour work week, I probably spend anywhere from 16 to 20 hours on Google Meetings. We're a Google Workspace company.
Okay.
And I have both AT&T and Verizon, just in case, because I know in some parts AT&T is great and some Verizon is. I have a hotspot, or I'll use the phone as a hotspot, and it seems to work pretty good. And on the Google Meetings, if I know the bandwidth is an issue, I'll just call into the meeting. Yeah. And it's worked out pretty good.
Well, here's a couple of things I did. You mentioned a couple of them right there, so maybe just pull that thread a little bit. I think the magic of van travel is getting out of the van. So if you're not doing this already, so the Zoom meetings, you kind of need to be in a quiet, focused area, totally, the virtual meeting, Zoom and Teams, whatever. But once you are done with that, what really was a game changer for me is I got a really good backpack. I either bring your jet pack with you, your Verizon hotspot thing, or I use my iPad almost exclusively, and roll into a place that has something that would kind of pique your interest, and then roll out of the van put your backpack together, maybe some water, some snacks. One thing you need to do while you're out of the van for the next 2 hours, leave an hour for getting some fun out of that after your task is done. So if you got to write a paper, write an email, whatever it is, that gives you an incentive to get it done so you can go do the exploring while you're in your van. And when I got my backpack together, I got my necessities, go find a coffee shop, just go find a park, just sitting at a picnic table, thinking through your project. It gave me a whole sense of perspective I didn't have sitting in an office, sitting at home office, sitting in a van. And some of the creativity is really gets juiced up much more so. And then when you're done with your project, send it off and then close your laptop and then go explore the little town or whatever you're in. And I think you'll find some joy there.
Yeah, that's great feedback. I know my boss, he just took a couple meetings this week. He's been moving around. He's got a tent on top of his truck. So he was out in the desert in Colorado. And that it just gave me more reason to get out there and do stuff like that. So yeah, totally. I'll take your advice on that backpack.
Yeah, it's probably my thing. I love my iPad, which I use for 80% of everything except for this show and some editing. Just having that instant cellular connection. I work it like a laptop. And by having all the stuff available in my backpack, I can go out for many, many hours and get some channel work done. But go explore. That's the whole point. But don't explore until you get your work done. That's one thing I did.
That's right.
Explore first, I get lost, and all of a sudden I go back to the van and my thing wasn't accomplished. So, well, Connie, thank you so much for joining us. That was a great question. Hopefully, let's just see if folks have some feedback for you really fast. I see some super chats in here. We'll do that next, and then I'll show you all where I'm coming at you from. I don't see. So here's Connie. Let's see. Oh, Sherry's saying, "Yeah, Connie, way to get out there." I mean, totally agree with you. Here is Laura. Hi, Laura. Connie, I'm in Tennessee, 3 hours from Atlanta.
Hi, Laura.
Come and visit. I have a boondocking space. I'm looking for van friends too. It's funny we're talking about this tonight. Maybe it's a van life miracle. It's amazing how God works. We actually talked about this the very last night of the camp out, and we've got some folks here that are working on getting a. Well, I don't want to spill the beans yet, but we're putting some things in place for folks like you, Connie and Laura, where we can have a community that's both open to everybody, then private to just this channel, to help connect people. I don't need to be the hub. I just occasionally bring us together, but you don't need me to be at these things. So watch for that. But thank you, Connie or Laura, for offering that. And Justin's got another comment here as a place to go. Overland Expo, which is another kind of adventure van thing. Connie might check out. Again, they're kind of adventure van focused, but everybody, it's van. And van travelers are very different than every other type of RVer.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was an East Coast one. So thank you, Justin. Yeah.
So write those down. And it's just a delight to have you join us on Open Mic. What's Up Wednesday? Thank you so much for being brave. Hats off to Connie. Thank you, Connie. So much fun. I just love doing this kind of stuff. What do you think? All right, let's say hi to some folks here, including the super chats. We don't want to miss them because you help power Libation Live. So here's Bill and Joe. Thank you very much for that. Memories and Friends, what it's all about. Thanks, Scott. You were welcome, Joe and Bill. And I saw you guys were at a Harvest Host in Florida without me, which is so awesome, with Terry and a bunch of the clan that you were doing your own thing. And that's what I just love is getting in, is making this stuff happen without me. I don't need to be involved. Just bringing us all together and helping, pull some of this together. And here's another super sticker from John. Thank you for joining us. So if you're doing the game, you got to have a drink. Mine's coming up. I don't even have my glass ready. Oh my gosh. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. I've been missing the live shows due to work. Can't wait to make another trip and see everyone again soon. Yes, sir. You missed a great one. We had so much fun, but we're going to do more of these. So for sure, stand by. Okay. So let's see if there's any more super chickers. Here's Matt. Wow. You guys are generous Georges tonight. Appreciate this. Here's Matt. So everybody have a sip. Have some water. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that, sir. Very generous of you. Looking forward to introducing you to Lily's brother in Bisbee. 2019 GL, 38,000 miles. Sir, you've got a beautiful rig, and I can't wait to meet you and your van. What name is your van, Matt? You got to come up with a van name. That would be great to know that. And here's Roads of Life. Thank you. Apparently he needs to have a sip. Roads of Life. Thank you for that, sir. Appreciate that. Everybody have a sip. I'm getting ready for Libation Live. How are we doing on time? I'm on Central Time. So how about, speaking of time, thank you, Rob, I appreciate that. I don't know about you, but I cross a lot of time zones, sometimes more than I need to, certainly in the Eastern and Central when they kind of run very close to each other. There's something about daylight savings that just kicks my butt every year. And on the flip side, when it goes back to standard time, really takes me about a week to get rebalanced. I don't know about you, but I think we should just go on standard time, because I think Arizona's on standard time always. They don't do this crazy daylight savings thing, right? Maybe Mason Mike can chime in. All right, let me share with you where I'm coming at you from, and then we are going to get into Libation Live because I am ready for that. And we got a bunch of questions in here. Again, if you have, thank you again, Connie and Frisco T, for being brave and joining me in the studio tonight. So I'm coming at you from Bourne, Texas, not to be confused, Bourne, Texan. And that's my van. That's Miss Lily. And what makes this space spot cool is it's a harvest host site. It's a cave. It's a cave with no name. And this is literally a harvest host site. This is some of what the cave looks like. I bought my ticket for tomorrow, 10 a.m. to go down into 66 degrees. I am so excited. But what makes this an exceptional harvest host site, and I think it was like $22 for the cave tour, which I love cave tours. Let me know if you like cave tours, is it's got a campground. So even though I'm harvest hosting for free, bought my ticket for the cave tour, I have shower, toilet, trash, but no water, no sewer. I take that back. They do have sewer, but the water is not potable, they say. So, but what's cool is it's a campground, so I can stay for a few days. I'm headed to San Antonio, but this is the first time having a harvest host experience where I kind of have campground services around me, which is pretty amazing. And are you ready for this? Wait for this. This is what was outside my window, literally, while I was finishing off the show tonight. So the two red arrows were pointing at deer. They were prancing through my campground. You see them there? It was pretty insane. When you can get to see nature like this up close instead of the home office, this is the way to roll. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let me share where this is in Bourne, Texas. I'll zoom in here for you. It's right there by the red arrow. It's a little below Lukenbach. It took me about an hour to get here out of Lukenbach and Fredericksburg. I actually stayed in Johnson City, Tennessee last night. You'll see a video coming up about that. This is the weather where I'm coming at you from. Very pleasant. High today 70, 51 overnight, so no air conditioning. What a joy that is. Holy tamale. It's pretty chilly everywhere across the country except for this weird band up the middle, right? Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas City, Nebraska, and of course Florida's endless summer. It was actually warmer today where I am, unless I can't see straight, than it was in Lake Worth, Florida, which is home base for me. I won't be back there until December. Let me share with you the gasoline prices here. Gasoline's about $3 a gallon. It's been kind of going up. You can find it for $2.89 at the H-E-B, America's best grocery chain, bar none, followed by Publix, I think. Let me know what your favorite grocery store is. And if you look at the real estate, it's pretty expensive, but you're getting a lot of acreage. So you get this big old house on a bunch of Texas hill country property, but everything's like $1 million plus. So get your wallet out. And here is upcoming streams and guests. We want to talk about this in this context now because we're including LinkedIn now. So this Friday, 2:30 Central, we got Embassy RV coming in live. We're going to, again, talk about no mold in Embassy RV and a true 4-season rig and how they accomplish that. And then at the top of the month, April 1, we've got Live More Camper Vans. They are van builders. They're coming to join us. And then on Monday, the 20th of March at 4 p.m. Central, I'm doing my very first LinkedIn only. And we're going to kind of poke people that hate Monday mornings in the office. A lot of folks I'm talking to, they're being forced back into the office after 2 years or more of being kind of cozy at the home office. And they're like, there's got to be a better way. And so I'm going to share some thoughts on how I transitioned from corporate life to traveling life while I started a job. So if you have a LinkedIn subscription, you'll see that. Subscribe to me on LinkedIn. I think it's just Scott A. Watson. Search me there. I need to get my LinkedIn skills spun up. Okay, so we are just at the time where we're going to say hi to some folks. We always love to do this. Again, if let me show this really fast. So if you again want to join me in the studio for open mic night with your question, be brave like Frisco T and Connie. Send me an email. I'm looking at it right now. Neil and Britt, I just saw it come through. Let's say hi to a few folks, and then we will bring Neil and Britt in. They have a YouTube channel where I'm just an amazing couple. Okay, where am I going right here? This one right here. Nope, right there. Say howdy. So I saw that we had somebody from Italy joining tonight. If you don't see your country flag on the map, please type in NEW and then the country name. We would love to put your country's flag on the map, literally, because we just love having a global program. What's wrong with that, right? The magic of YouTube. Okay, so I've got, let's just say some of the regulars. We got a lot of folks in here tonight. This is so great. So we got Beyond Intention, and he's passing the broadcast. So this is Chris and Sandy. He did the drone video. So they have a YouTube channel, Beyond Intention, and so hit them up. And let me see where we're going next. We said Bill and Joe said hi with their super chat donation. I appreciate that. Here's Dave in the house. Here's Jane and Roger, and Sherry, of course, Wisconsin. Is that minus 38? No, just 38, right? Holy cow! If it's minus 38, you need to be in Texas, Sherry. Let's see. Tin Can Carl's in the house. Frost warning near Jacksonville. No way. Oh, I should feel lucky. Here's Kim in the house. Tim and Kim joined us for our Vanbury. They came down from Dallas Fort Worth area. So great. Here's Justin saying howdy. He's a cool cat. You need to come and join us at our camp out, sir. Where are you coming in from? Palm Springs. Good Lord. That's pretty cool. Palm Springs is actually a pretty cool place. Let's see. Looking for a few folks. There's Simi G's in the house. Lots of rain. Yeah, we're trying to get those reservoirs filled up for the Californians and the Arizonans and the Nevadans and whoever else is working the Colorado River. Here's Ohio Sharon in the house. Great having you here. This might be a new name. I'm not sure how to say it. Let's see. I don't know. From Philly. Love Philly. Street camped, urban camped in downtown Philadelphia, Center City. This last summer, so much fun. I still need to get that video out. Well, I want to know, hi Scott, you were missing some nice weather here in West Palm Beach. Gas prices went up. Yeah, it's just so great to be back in Texas. In my two favorite states, ball toss, Tennessee, Kentucky, and then it's really kind of a ball toss, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. But being back in Texas, there's a Texas attitude I so find intriguing for me, and I just love Texas. Here's Dale. That might be a new name. Dale, thanks for joining us tonight. We're doing Libation Live here in just a moment. And Neil and Britt, hang tight. I'm going to send you a reply and send you the link so you can join me in the studio here in just a second. Reply, link. So check your email. We'll do a few more of these. And Dale wants to know, do you think we will see any deals on the U.S. on the Wingham 540? Deals meaning special pricing? I doubt it because they're going to be in pretty high demand for that out of the chute is my guess. So my question for you, Dale, is have you seen the drive and park video we did with Wingham and Roy driving that van around and the realtor's reaction to it? So I don't think you'll see any deals just because they're trying to get the product into market, into the hands of customers, and then take them up to the next models over next year. So I don't think you'll see any deals. Jack's in the house. Good to see you, sir. Had a good experience with La Mesa Sanford. Flew in from ATL, picked it up. We were off to a great adventure. I'm really happy about that. And, there's about a 50-50 split between really great to really horrible. And somewhere in between. So I think there's a lot of work to be done in the RVing community. We are still having all kinds of heartburn from the dealer we bought these two Keystone residences that are meant to be put into place. I do not have a happy story to report yet, except we hired an outfit to put those vehicles in place and leveled them, blocked them, and then strapped them down. It was a pretty big chunk of money, $5,000 that the dealer said they would do when they delivered them, and that is not what happened. And it took about 3 weeks to find somebody to do the work. Something about Florida. Nobody really wants to go to work. Well, that's kind of everywhere. The Burger King I was at earlier today on the Planet Fitness, still having no lobby service, only drive-through because of staffing shortages. It's just, I don't know. Let's see. Let's go a few more here and looking for some questions. And questions. Bear with me. So here's Neil and Brett. Neil and Brett, go ahead and click that link. We'll bring it in here to the studio. Never doing Libation Live, man. I got your super chat there. Sherry Ann's in the house. Hey, what's up, Mike? I'm Brooklyn on grandma duty. Oh, that's good. I thought it was grand jury duty is how I read that first. Holy cow. Mike and Sherry will always have a very special spot in my heart because they were the first and only ones to show up on my very first roundup. I was at the Super Show, and I just always, and they had cats like crazy in their vans. So awesome. What's life needs to drink? I know, me too. Connie, did we get yours yet? Let's see. Hang tight. Matt says Scott, the van name is Rocco, and he has a brush guard. Good job, sir. That's my nickname from my brother. He calls me Rocco, so that's cool. Rocco the Cavefish. Connie, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, everybody drink. I need to get my glass. To help build, I would strike your to our community, because that's what this is all about. I just managed to bring people together. We learn, we share. You decide how to travel. You decide on your van. We just share tips and tricks and memories, and we had so much fun. It was so weird. Thank you, Connie. I really do appreciate it. Here, Rob, this for you. There's something about these Vanbury things, and this happened with the Florida Van Life Gathering. While I'm looking forward to some quiet time, the next day, so we all broke up on Monday. It was kind of nice to have. I went to an RV park and I got a bunch of stuff done, including a new element in the back. I bought a new right there, new deer head. I might do an interior decorating tour because I've changed this up quite a bit. But Tuesday morning, I woke up and I'm like, Pouty Scott, I'm sad. And just because we have so much fun together, and that's the way we roll. All right, so we're going to bring Neil and Britt in. You both ready? 1, 2, 3. You look great.
Hello.
Howdy. And you actually got in your van. This is great.
Yep.
So maybe share with the folks a little bit about you. What kind of vans do you have these days? And I'll copy paste your question here.
Yeah, so we have a 2022 Winnebago Travado 59 GL, and then we are currently in our 2023 Winnebago Echo.
Wow, you got an Echo. I'm not sure I knew that. What about the Storyteller?
Storyteller's gone.
It just didn't work out for us.
No.
Interesting. Too small?
Not necessarily too small. We hated
Toilet?
Yep.
It was the toilet.
Yep,
it's
the
always
toilet.
the toilet.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Well, the good news is, or it's news. So I think we've mentioned this before, but thank you again for joining us and being brave. I see your question. So I'm going to let you guys read that to us in just a second. But I'm working with Storyteller to get me in a Storyteller demo in Denver in May. And I'm going to use that damned cassette toilet and just see, because I can't bash something I don't know anything about, right? But I'm pretty much know which way I'm going to land, just like you guys. Congrats on the Echo. That's cool. So, Neil and Britt, I will let you read this question for me.
Yep. So since you've been in your Travado for 5 years and put on some serious miles, do you plan on getting a new rig in the next year or two? If so, what do you think you'd consider getting into next?
Great question. I get asked this a lot, and even at the camp out over the weekend. And, you know, if the van got run over by a train tomorrow and I wasn't in it, I would buy myself a 2021 Travado GL National Park Edition. I'd go fine with some lightly used miles. Why? Because I know what I have to have that are non-negotiable. Toilet's number one. The table, Murphy bed's pretty ideal. Volta. So, and if I'm not working with Volta, then just a really high-end lithium system. So you guys are probably no surprises there. And I'm kind of looking for innovation. I don't want, the Echo's pretty big, right? Inside and out.
Yeah, it's 23 feet. So it's not actually too much bigger than the Travado or any other ProMaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the width makes it feel a decent amount bigger on maneuvering.
Yeah.
So,
which is kind of the experience I had with Wingham. it's shorter than the Travato by quite a bit, but it's a little bit wider. And there's just something about that width under the wheels that you can feel the width, right, when you're driving it. That was my experience.
Yeah.
But Storyteller, we'll see what happens. If they put a toilet in there, we got no secrets out of them. When I visited a few weeks back, but probably would stay with the van. Whatever the van, because I just like the van experience, right?
It's we have found it's much more not necessarily conspicuous, but everybody knows this is an RV, like 100%. So in the van, we had no problem ever parking in cities. We're like you, we like visiting cities, so we would park on the side of the street and we could sleep there, no problem. With this, we haven't had any issues, but it feels like we're drawing a lot more attention, I guess. And
the attention that's not like a van, right? Because vans are like cool.
Yeah, vans. Cool like, I mean, the thing is, everybody will approach this because most people that aren't really in the RV world haven't seen Echoes. So everywhere we go, nobody's seen anything like this, and they're just kind of amazed by it. Like we literally every time we go to the grocery store, gas station,
yeah, we end up there in the parking lot for an extra 30 minutes talking to people. So we stand out, but if you're trying to not stand out and just hide and park somewhere, this is definitely not the rig you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally get that. It's not a big B plus a C class, right? And it's not a big A, but it definitely have you had any issues with ground clearance? Because the ground clearance is really not awesome on that rig. Is that right?
So, I mean, it's actually taller than the stock Travato. So it's been okay. We're actually working with a company now, though, that's actually building a Ford Transit lift. And they wanted us to kind of be their demo people. So we're waiting on them because we were going to go the route of having one of the companies that's out there right now. There's like 2 companies with lifts. Have them put a lift on this. But we have a company that we have, well, you know them. It's Off Highway Vans.
Okay.
So we have a pretty good relationship with them. They reached out to us on the Storyteller and wanted to put a lift in it and some accessories for us, but we told them we were getting rid of it. So now they are in the process considering doing a transit lift, and they want to put it on the Echo, I guess.
Well, we haven't really had any clearance issues.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it would be mostly the tail that you'd have to worry about if you're going in on forest roads or like a steep driveway with this, which you don't get that with the ProMaster or the Mercedes. It's just that this has definitely probably a couple more feet overhang than the ProMaster.
That's so cool. So I'm curious, like the Echo, it's a very different rig. Why keep the Travato? We've already been to the Storyteller, but you're keeping the Travato. Why?
Well,
I love our Travato.
We love it. Yeah.
I love our Travato. I miss our Travato every single day, but that bed was just not big enough.
Yeah. So we love it. We'll probably use it here and there, but right now it's actually a pretty good money maker for us because we rent it out.
Oh, I gotcha.
So, it's, put it this way, you could rent out a Travato and make more than the national average income just renting out a Travato, at least in our experience so far. We've been doing it since August, and it's been extremely successful.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's super great. Well, it's great seeing you. I think I saw in the chat you guys are attending the Bisbee Weird Wild West. Is that right?
Yep,
yes,
we'll be there.
We will be there.
That's so awesome.
So we're actually going
camp out with you guys.
Yeah, we're going down in possibly a caravan. We have a bunch of people that are here in the Pacific Northwest that are going. So there's a couple other like the Echo Nesters on YouTube. They're going down, and we're gonna probably meet up with them, and then some other people down in California, and then cut across and meet up with all you guys. And I saw you said something about Wilcox, so we would definitely be in for that.
We might do Wilcox after because it's really close and be way fewer people and just a little more chill. And if you haven't been to Wilcox with 2 L's, Arizona, and you like wine, it's like the wine country of Arizona, and just this charming little town.
Yeah, we just kind of passed through last year on our travel, and
did you?
That way, anyways, we're going to Albuquerque, I think, after we leave the Bisbee.
Cool.
So we have no set plans, so we're
welcome to
follow you.
van life, right? Or Echo life.
Gotta love it. Never know where you're gonna end up.
We'll do that for sure. Well, we'll see you in Bisbee if nothing else. And just thanks for asking a great question. And we'll see where the future brings us. Now, if they can import the Adria Supreme from overseas in Europe and put in a Volta system and a regular toilet, I'm in.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
probably won't happen. So, good question. Good seeing you guys. Thanks for joining us on Open
seeing
Mic.
you.
What's Up Wednesday. See you guys. That's so great. I just love this stuff. So we're going to go over a little bit tonight. Hope you don't mind. It's just been a really full week. My heart is so full, and I really want to get this. Okay, let's do this because Teresa's given a little jingle in the jar, and I can't let Nodes of Life drink without me. So, so this is actually a gift from a couple of lovely ladies that joined us at the Van Brie. This is Garrison. This comes from Texas, right there so you can see it. And what I love, this is their single barrel, which I don't think I've had. I did stop by their tasting room. What it says in the bottle, you're really going to be hard to see. It says, good bourbon can change the world. And I completely agree. Well, had a little more fun with the bourbon fire, we'd all get along a lot better. So I'm going to open this thing up. And I took the wax top off, so I didn't have to deal with that. Ooh, this is a beautiful. It's really a cool bottle. It's really, I think the bottle's half the art of what's inside, right? What do you think? This is metal. This is a metal band. It's just, and it actually, you can see this. They actually hand number each bottle. See that? So this is bottled in 2019. This is barrel number, barrel number 14,000 something, and this is the bottle number from that barrel. So pretty cool stuff. Cheers, everybody. And thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. Okay, ready to drink? We had one person at the over at the Van Brie at the Harvest Hose site. Not sure she'd ever had bourbon before, but it was freezing cold. It was probably like, I don't know, 50 degrees and the wind was blowing 10 miles an hour. So we were all out there like, blah, 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 wish we had a real fire. She actually had maybe her first taste of bourbon. You should have seen her face when she they hit her taste bud. She like lit up like a Christmas tree. It's so funny. I like the first time your taste buds get a little zip. Yeah. All right, how are we doing? We got a big group in here, right? This is so great. Let's see. Kim, thank you very much. Oh, I'm so glad you guys joined us. Can't wait until the next one. They're just the loveliest. They're also in a Travato K, and they are Tim and Kim. We were talking about their van story, and thank you very much. So, and here's Neil and Britt. Thank you very much. Appreciate that super sticker from Neil and Britt. $10. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll let it go for a minute. Let's see. I think I've been corrected on comment that goes there. Van, so go about another 10 minutes, folks. Are you good with that? Because I do want to share about this a couple of things. Look off the Libation Live and the song of the week. You don't want to miss that. It's pretty cool. So Van Can Do. Look at that. Steve, just kidding. Scott, noticed a lot of your YouTuber friends are getting e-bikes. Are you considering getting one? Don't see your bike much. Is there a reason? Great question. And I would not get an e-bike just because I want the exercise, to be frank, and they're really heavy. And I don't want to have something else to charge, something else electronically to deal with. I want the exercise. And when I did my mountain bike, had my mountain bike, I mostly used it to get around in the towns I was in. I did go up on a trail once by myself, crashed, almost hit a cactus, like really 4 feet from Saguaro. Killed me. Shoulder was wrecked for many weeks, so it really kind of scared me. So I don't go out by myself like that. Although now with my new Apple Watch Ultra, I can scream for help, right? And they'll come get me. So it says the ad. Why don't I have a bike anymore? So the problem was I had the Winnebago bike rack. It broke. I tried to fix it, meaning the arm that came down that held the bike on the back of the on the actual rack, because without it, it would fall out of the tray because there's nothing holding it. That broke. So I used a couple of bike locks, and what was happening is it was the bike the pressure on the arm was pushing against the door, and it actually separated a little bit from the door. So owner error, not van related, not a ProMaster problem. So I had to get rid of the bike, had to get rid of the bike rack. And I have to say, I'm not missing my bike rack at all. Rover Vans out of Chicago is working on a bike rack that will fit flush against the back door, and then the bike mounts parallel to it. Is that the right way to say it? So it doesn't stick out, because currently the bike rack is kind of hanging out, and the bikes it's like that. And it added almost 2 feet to it. And I do kind of miss my bike, but I was only on it, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a month. And, you know, just this, if it's not justifying its purpose, it kind of needs to go. So, and I really don't miss the attraction that it brought. Not that I had any problems with it, but that's why you don't see it. And if and when Rover Vans gets their bike rack, we'll take a look at it and the implementation of it. Because I think it looks cool, and I would ride it probably if I had a better racking system, because the rack is just not awesome. Great question. Here's Matt. Thank you, sir. Rocco isn't for sale. We have to drink. This is so good, man. Look at that color, right? By the way, these are glasses. I've upgraded a number of things around the bourbon. I might do an actual video on bourbon and bring all the bottles out. And thank you to many of you that brought me bourbon in for our Vanbury. This, again, is from a lovely couple that brought that. So thank you. Not cheap, by the way. I know, because I bought a bottle of this. And all right, a couple more questions, and let's do. Let's see how we're doing here. So this comes from Tars View 9. Are there any indications that Ram ProMaster will come with an all-wheel drive option anytime in the near future? I think it's a big fat no, because it's front-wheel drive. So they just put a drivetrain in, and meaning to the back. So I just don't think you're going to see it. I've never wanted it. All-wheel drive is kind of four-wheel drive-ish. Mercedes has gone from 4x4 to all-wheel drive largely. Somebody may correct me on that. But I don't think you're going to see it in the Ram ProMaster or Ducati, which comes from Europe. For that reason, it's front-wheel drive only. And with very, very rare exception, have I had any wheel spin where it felt uncomfortable. And that's when I was going up a pretty steep incline, wet pavement, and the front tires all the way to the back at that point, because you're going up a hill. And there's just some slippage, I would say, that probably would occur with a front-wheel drive, except you'd be fishtailing. This one, you're kind of fishtailing, it's clawing as it's trying to get up the hill. So other than that, now I just know what to look for. If it's super steep, I don't go there. So great question. Mary Durant wants to know where Mesa Mike is. Whoops. He's probably taking the night off sleeping. Or he's driving. I'm not sure. Okay, let me share a couple of things here with you. Again, the van event, I mentioned this. We'll just go for a few more minutes. So if you got a question, we're done with the open mic tonight. Let me just make sure we didn't get anybody. If you did have a question, we're going to do this again about once a month. So we're done with the open mic for tonight, but great folks. So van events, let me talk about this. So again, the Weird Wild West happening in Bisbee, Arizona is the overnight, I'm told, is sold out. So no more overnighting. I think there's day guests passes. So go to their website, weirdwildwest.net, and that will get you the current information. I'm teaching a urban camping class on Friday, I think it is. So get the day pass on Friday and come join my urban camping workshop. That'd be so great. Let's see, next thing. Oh yeah, give a thumb up if you're enjoying this at all. I was excited, really excited. I'm excited for every Wednesday. So let's see. Nope, not doing that. Look for a few more questions here in a minute, and let's talk about Libation Live, because I do want to give these guys a shout out. Again, this is Garrison Brothers out of Hye, Hye, Texas, which is just down the road from Lukenbach. Here's from their website. It's really pretty good. I'm getting a real sense of what I like and don't like these days. And I've been in a few distilleries where I made this mistake. Well, I tasted it, and maybe because of Harvest Hills or something, my guilt kicked in, and I bought a bottle. I tried it later outside that environment when I was in my own stuff here. I really didn't like it. And so now what I'm going to do is, if I don't like it, I'm not going to buy it. So my taste buds have gotten tuned to what I like and don't like. But this stuff was great. I really do And they have a really cool tour. I'll talk about that in a second. So here's Meet the Bourbon. This is what their website looks like again. And this is what we're drinking tonight. So thank you, Rhonda. And then they have this single barrel, which is what this is. I apologize. Yeah, this. And see how the bottle is turned upside down? So what the deal is, Maker's Mark, where the wax falls down onto the bottle from the top, that's kind of a trademark. So everybody else has to kind of do it the other way around. Whereas this one, you know, it's inverted. So they dip it and they'll let it drip off. And that's what creates that. And I've seen a number of these now. I'm not sure I actually like it. It just kind of, I don't know, it feels weird to me. It feels like rubberized something and you should be out. I don't know. I don't know your thoughts on that, but it's really delicious. And what's really cool is because Kim and Tim took the tour, I did not. We learned that they have a volunteer program where you can volunteer for 2 days. You can't stay overnight, but you volunteer for 2 days, and they teach you how to bottle the product and dip it and package it, write the stuff on it, right? And by getting free labor for Garrison Brothers, they give you 50% off, is what Tim told me. So I signed up. We'll see if I get a chance. My guess is they only do it a few times a year when it's bottling. But if I'm in the area, I'm going to do that because it's really, really, wouldn't that be a cool video? If they let me do that, that'd be so great. This is their most expensive. This is the double barreled, they're calling it. Woodford called it double oak, but twice barreled bourbon whiskey. This is what I bought. So it's aged 4 years in new American white oak and then transferred to a second new American white oak barrel for aged an additional year. And that's our most expensive product. I did sample it there, and it's absolutely delicious. And I just love, let me show you this bottle. This doesn't even give it justice. So here we go. There. So what's cool is it comes with a medal. See that thing? That's what talks about the California, whatever it was. But I had to show this tonight so I can get rid of this thing because it's clanking in my van while I'm driving around. This is real metal. It's not aluminum. It's something else. But what a beautiful bottle, right? Just unbelievable. It's making all kinds of noise. And here's the barrel batch here. This is some 2017. Or what's it say? Release date 17. Aged in oak. So anyway, it's just a lovely product. And if you get to the Lukenbach area, you want to stop at the Garrison Brothers if you're into bourbon and take the tour. I didn't. Again, it takes about an hour and a half. They take you on a wagon ride and all kinds of cool stuff. All right, with that, let's see if we have a few more questions. And I just love this kind of stuff. Open mic night. Let me know what you think. Let's do our song real fast. So it's a record player, so it's kind of an old song. And this comes from Aerosmith. While I was stranded in Houston at a hotel, somehow this came up and read the words and was really, it's one a song I've always enjoyed, but reading the words, it even got more peaked. And debuted in 1973. How old were you in 1973? I was kind of a young guy. Written by Steve Tyler. This was our first big breakthrough song. And Rolling Stone, they keep updating this. They say now it's song number 199 of the top 500 rock songs. And it's kind of you can hear somebody do this song correctly on karaoke. It's pretty spectacular because he screams, right? That's his big deal. Okay, see if there's one or two last questions on here. Then we'll call tonight. My van friends are over here. I'm going to say hi to them. The Travato folks. And there's a single lady in a DIY behind me. I want to go say hi to her. If you're having a good time today, give us a thumb up. Appreciate that. And let's see. I think I saw Justin right here. Justin says, do I see a new Van Made Gear Essential Max Air fan vent cover you have? Yes, sir. To be, yes, have had mine for about a year. Huge difference for insulation and road noise. And that's why I bought it, was for heat. I don't worry so much about air conditioning, but the heat goes right out that vent. And I agree with you. They make really good products. I'm probably going to do I'm really behind on videos, but I bought the back window covers, which was a super huge game changer for me for a number of reasons. I'll explain those later. And then the vent. And I was inspired by Roger and Jane on getting these. And I'm so glad I did. And everybody says, oh my God, they're so expensive. Yeah, because they're made in America by Americans. and they didn't go the cheap route, made in China. And you can feel it's made really differently. The cover was made. It's kind of a standard size, so those are readily available. Got that within a week. The back door covers, I don't know why I keep putting right there. Those took me almost 6 weeks to get those. So order in advance. But what a game changer! I've had my original back window door covers since the day I picked up my van in October 2018, and I'm like, why does it take me so long to make some of these changes when I'm like the YouTube guy, right? I get a lot of tips from all of you. So with that, let's call it a wrap for tonight. Just an amazing week, and I just want to say thanks to everybody that made the trek for the day or overnight in Lukenbach and Fredericksburg, Texas. We had such a great time, so many new friends made, and so many great memories. I can't wait to see you out there next time. And like we always like to say is journey on and peace be with you. And we'll see you next Wednesday. New video on Sunday night. So until then, we'll say see you then. Where am I going? Right here.